BeatStars.com. BeatStars.com.
All right. Hello, hello. What's going on, everybody? And welcome back to IFL Network. I'm Jordan, and this is episode 5. Tonight's episode is going to be a little different. It's only me today for this episode. I'll be breaking down everything you guys need to know as we get closer and closer to the official launch of the league for Madden 27. We got a pretty decent amount to cover tonight. We're going to be talking about let me actually switch over to this. So talk about the rules that we posted, I believe, yesterday. We're going to go over that, and we also have a little preseason tournament going on right now. So we'll be talking about that. We'll be talking a little bit about when the league will be potentially starting. So we'll be talking about that, and yeah, we'll probably go through some more, but those are the gists of what we'll be talking about. But yeah. So make sure you guys like and subscribe. So yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the rules here. We'll be talking about the rules. Yeah, so we use Google Docs, so we'll be looking up here the official rulebook for the Madden 27 cycle for IFL. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and talk about it. Yeah. So official rulebook, know the rules, build a legacy, and respect the league. So that's the most important thing. Disclaimer: it is every member's responsibility to know and follow this rulebook. Failure to follow the league rules may result in warnings, suspensions, and removal from the league. If you are unsure about the rule, feel free to ask an IFL admin before proceeding. Please and thank you. Yeah, so I'm gonna need everybody to be responsible uh, for following the rules. So yeah, I need everybody to respect the rules, follow them, and let's have a great cycle. So all games in the Inferno Football League are played using the official league settings listed below. These settings are designed to provide a competitive and realistic experience for every member. All right, so we will be doing 7-minute quarters. And then the difficulty will be on all Madden. I heard some chatter about potentially all pro being better than all Madden, so definitely have to look into that and see what the hype is about that. So yeah, but for now we're going to be on all Madden. Things may change throughout through each season, so yeah, we'll be talking about that later on. And then the game style was competition. We were thinking about doing sim, but I've heard obviously comp is better this year. Um, Personally, I don't really know. I was more of a sim person, so but you know, comp is going to be it for IFL this year. So injuries will be on, but the injury sliders would be to 15 because I know injuries can happen almost every play for Madden. So we're going to bump it down a little bit so that does not happen. But injuries will be on, fatigue will be on, wear and tear will be on. However, I know that should be getting fixed pretty soon. I know some bugs is going on with wear and tear, so we will be looking into that. But for now, hopefully, whenever the league starts, the wear and tear will be fixed. So for now, wear and tear will be on. The play call max to 3 and the play cooldowns to 5. Not surprising, we've done that each cycle. So those are the dynasty settings that we'll be using for IFL this year. We'll be moving down to the scheduling. We will be doing 48-hour advances with 24-hour scheduling deadline. Again, we've done this before in the past, so this is not surprising for the members in the league. So yeah, scheduling. Users are responsible for scheduling their games with their opponents and posting the agreed time upon time in the scheduling channel. The league will advance every 48 hours. Everyone is expected to have their game scheduled and completed within the advance window. Now, I do know certain games are not going to get played. I mean, at the end of the day, we all have personal lives, so yeah. But try to get majority, if not, all the games played. But yeah, schedule deadline will lock 24 hours before the advance. Um, if there's no game posted or scheduled within that 24 hours, we will advance. Um, so yeah, so just in case, 48-hour advances, yes. But if there's no scheduled deadline within 24 hours, then we will be moving on. As you can see here, it is not the commissioner's responsibility to ask when your game is played. If we don't see your game scheduled and posted on the scheduling channel, we will assume there is no active scheduling and going to be moving forward with the events. So to avoid that, make sure your opponent, date, and time are clearly posted in the scheduling channel. If it's not posted, we can't count as scheduled and we'll be moving on. So yeah, so I need you everybody to keep that in mind. We're not going to find you guys. If there's nothing in this channel, we'll be moving on. So yeah, nothing I can really say about that. So we'll be moving on to streaming. Streaming is absolutely mandatory. It's a big part of the IFL because we want the league to have content like we're doing now and accountability. Um, the away team has the responsibility of making sure the game is streamed. If the away team generally can't stream, but the home team can, the home team can stream the game and receive 50 coins from our coins and rewards for helping out. Just a little reward for them streaming. And when we get to the playoffs, streaming becomes mandatory. Regardless, somebody needs to stream. You don't have to be both teams, at least one person. Um, Obviously, these are the biggest games of the season, so we want to watch those games and keep those documented and available for the league. To maybe go back and watch, for clips and everything and stuff like that. So definitely streaming is very important. I need everybody to, if they haven't done so already, for the members to post their stream links in the stream commands channel in Discord, so I can set y'all commands up. So that way, whenever y'all get the stream, y'all can just press 3 letters of y'all team's abbreviation, and boom, your stream links is popped up. So, yeah, want everybody to do that. So, we'll be moving on to the gameplay settings. As follows, gameplay rules are in place to ensure every game is played fairly and competitive. While creative and strategy are encouraged, game mechanics or repeatedly abusing the same concepts takes away the league experience. Every member is expected to compete with integrity and sportsmanship. Yeah, everybody can talk their crap, but at the end of the day, this is we need sportsmanship. So yeah, I want this to be very competitive. So yeah, all right. The purpose of these rules is to take creativity away from anybody. I actually want people to have their own play styles. Um, but there's a difference between having a play style and abusing a mechanic. You should be able to win because you're the better player, not because you found one thing in Madden or on YouTube or metas that you can repeat for all 4 quarters. Like I need everybody to win because they were the better team, not because they were cheating and using and abusing the game. So yeah, so that we're going to go down to coaches and playbooks. Everybody must create a custom coach when joining the league. Default coaches are a no-go. Not shocking. We've done custom coaches for years, so that is not going to change. Everybody creating custom coaches. For now, no custom offense or defense playbooks. However, everything else is available. You can use your another team's playbook or like run and gun, multiple D, all those other playbooks, but just no custom playbooks for now, at least. Um, this is still new. You can bring your coach from college football. That is not allowed at the moment. I tried testing it, but it didn't really like it showed me to create a coach when I was supposed to bring my coach from college football to Madden. But yeah, don't have a really good feeling about it. Obviously I'll be looking more into it and allowing it, in the near future. But for now, it's not allowed. So yeah, that is the coaches and playbooks, and then quitting. No go. If you quit, you're out the league. Simple as that. That's a big thing. Quitting a game is not allowed, regardless of anything. It don't matter if you're down a lot, stuff like that. Does not matter how much time is left or how much you're down by. And conceding a game is also treated as quitting. So don't concede. Just finish the game. If you quit, you are automatically removed from the league. No ifs, ands, or buts. So finish the game, be a man, take your loss like a man, finish the game. So, there's no people don't quit in real life. They finish the game regardless of what the score is or regardless of what's happening. But I mean, if you're trying to get the game over with, run the ball, true clock, or ask your opponent to do the same too. So, yeah. But nobody wants to play against somebody who quits because they're losing. Like we need to everybody to suck it up and finish the game. So, yeah. That is pretty much it. Pretty simple with that. Player editing. Um, Player editing is another area where we need to be careful with. Item equipment changes are fine because they're, I mean, cosmetic, but equipment only. No number changes unless approved by admins, unless they're rookie generated players. So rookie generated players can have their number changed without approval. But everybody else, I don't need to see no quarterback wearing like number like 70. Like, it just doesn't make sense, like. So keep it how it is. Rookie generated players, you can do whatever you want. Change your numbers, do what you want. But everybody else needs to be approved by admins. Throwing motions are not allowed. That is considered cheating. I don't need everybody having the Aaron Rodgers throwing motion, and yeah, so stick to this throwing motion that your quarterback has. And yeah. Um, Position changes. There's no position changes are allowed unless they are approved by admins. If you want a position change from somebody, you can obviously simple post it in the position change channel on Discord and have an admin approve it, and then simple as that. So no position changes are allowed unless they're approved. All right, the big things, the fourth down rules. The fourth down rules here are to prevent unrealistic fourth down behavior while still allowing people to make situational decisions. So, the only way you can go for it is if it's 4th and 3 past your own 40, 4th and 5 past midfield, down 2 scores in the second half, or one gamble in regulation, or one gamble in overtime. These are new. These are new fourth down rules that is added to the cycle. So it's going to take some time to get used to it. But if you're in a game as well and you want to get a brief look at the fourth down rules while you're at fourth down, there's a command that you can do where you can do explanation point fourth, and it will actually bring the fourth down rules right then and there instead of having to look over going scrolling down and look all the way through the rules. So it's a simple click that you have to do. So yeah, those are the fourth down rules. The offensive rules, mix up your formations. Don't run the same formations the whole game. Yeah, don't run bunch tight end and then bunch offset. It's the same formation. It's still bunch at the end of the day. Switch it over, run different formations, spread the ball. Your running back cannot be your number one receiver. That's not realistic. You must both run and pass, obvious, and also maintain a 70-30 run pass or pass run ratio. Failure to do so will result in consequences. You can flip your play once your line is fully set at the line of scrimmage. And if you want to no huddle, um, there's no ban on that. Do what you gotta do. What you gotta do. However, don't spam it and don't excessively use it. So, I mean, obviously no huddle in certain situations where you have to, when it's like late in the second half or towards the end of the game. Yeah. Or if you want to no huddle to catch them off guard, their defense off guard, do what you got to do. But don't spam it, if that makes sense. But there's that. And then chew clock. Um, I was really big on having chew clock permitted in certain situations, and not just this. I think I only allow chew clock if you were up 28 plus, but we had some discussions in commish chat, and others weren't agreed on it. To even not allow or to allow chew clock in general, but we compromised. So chew clock is permitted after the end of the first quarter. If you want to chew clock after the first quarter, I mean you can. But yeah, you can chew clock at any point if both parties agree to do so. So if both teams, they need to get out a game or need to go somewhere, if you guys want to chew clock, if you guys make those conversations, do what you got to do. But yeah, there's that. And then running up the score. No go. When you're up 35 or more, you must only score field goals and you must have chew clock turned on. So some of the which transfers to the quitting. I mean, if you're losing bad, chew clock. Simple. Like run the clock out. Same for the offense too. If you're up by a big score, make sure you chew clock and get the game over with as well, because you know the game's already over. So it's like, but don't quit. That's no go. Don't quit. All right. Defensive rules: at least three defenders must be rushing the quarterback every play. We don't need to be having one defender rushing the quarterback. That's a no go. At least three. Mix up your defense, same as offense. Run a mixture of men, zone, and different blitzes. Abuse of formations is discouraged. There are many different variations. Vary your playbook. Sub linebacker, that was highly talked about. It's not allowed. Linebackers can jump and has been jumping for years, so you don't really necessarily need a safety. You must have a linebacker in the box unless there's a formation that has a safety in the box. Don't manually put a safety in the box. So unless there's a formation where there is a safety in the box, you can put it there. But at the end of the day, sub linebackers are not allowed. So yeah, that's the defensive rules. Trades. You get 3 trades each season. If you use all three before the season ends, there is a shop where you can purchase a trade with coins if you have enough. I believe it was 850. I believe we can talk about that later on through the stream as well, or the video. Trades will be sent via Neon Sports, which is our Madden app that will be using this cycle. And it will be reviewed by admins to see if it will be approved or denied. Um, First year players signed in free agency and rookies are not allowed to be traded. And also, obviously, no CPU trades. In season one, only season one, rookies from rounds 1 through 5 are not allowed to be traded. So, for example, Fernando Mendoza cannot be traded. Like those players, those guys from rounds 1 and 5 cannot be traded. Um, so yeah, that's about it for that. And then here are the stat caps. You can just look over that. Pass attempts, 70 attempts. Pass completions, 45 completions. Passing yards, 570. Passing touchdowns, and it's at 7. Yep, you can look over that. And then the seasonal stat caps for each season. Um, if you go over the mark, there's consequences to that. So make sure you're not. There's going to be consequences. So be careful with that, and make sure you look over that after obviously each game throughout the season as well. So yeah. All right. Abilities and team building. The abilities will be on. You will be allowed to change them throughout the season. This is new. Um, at one point, abilities were locked, so nobody weren't able to change it. But now you can change throughout the season. Having duplicate abilities are banned. We will be checking each week for duplicate abilities. If we see people with duplicates, they will face consequences. Every season by week 1 of the regular season must maintain a positive amount of cap room. We don't want to see anybody in the negatives. Yeah. You can must have a minimum of 51 players on your roster by the week 1 of the regular season. So keep these in mind as well. These are very important. So yeah, that's that. And then, most importantly, let's have fun, be respectful, and we can talk crap too. That's what matters too. So yeah, those are the rule books. Hope everybody um have looked over it. Um, so yeah, we also have a little preseason tournament going on. Also, before that, if you guys have any questions as well, feel free to hit me up in the Discord or talk about it in chat when this gets posted or in the comments. If you're also watching the video, if you want questions in the comments as well, for sure, I'll be looking over that. But um, that's the official rulebook. We also have a preseason tournament going on as well. Um, transfer to that. Here we go. Um, we had a couple games played. Um, the Packers and Eagles. The Eagles is actually out of town, so the Packers will be moving on to round 2. Gucci defeated the Steelers to move on, and then the Lions, which is AT, defeated Buck to move on to round 2. And the other games that need to be played, Surfa is on the wait list, but he wanted to get in on it. So get a get a head start if he wins. No idea what team you would use. He needs to let me know. And then he plays the Brax. It's going to be a great game. And the winner of that plays Ace Boogie. And then we got Withy and the 518, the battle of OGs. um, so yeah, we will see about that, how that game goes. We got Daring and the big guy, McKinnell and Big Blood, and Olsey and Horn. I don't know why you can't see him up on the bottom, but yeah, these are the preseason tournament bracket. That should be interesting to see how that goes. And yeah, might as well go ahead and show or talk about the reward system as well too. So let me go ahead and bring, where is it? The shop. Here we go. All right, here is the shop. In here you can earn points from things in order to buy stuff from the shop. Every 4 wins you get 50 coins. Winner of game of the week you get 75. People who was correct on the winner of game of the week gets 50. People who guessed correctly on certain bets and primetime bets is 50. People who guess wrong on the winner of game of the week gets 25. Mixed graphics 50. Division champion, Super Bowl winner, tweet interaction and things like that. That's how you can earn points. And here is the store. +1 attribute is 250 coins. +1 boost on anything besides non-physical attribute like speed, acceleration, throw power, kick power, all that stuff like that. And then for 450 coins, you can get +2, which is an extra +1, but you get 2 of them. Same thing, non-physical attribute. You can buy extra trade if you used all 3 of them. You can buy another one for 850. Reveal hidden dev trait. If you don't want to wait a couple games for your rookie to stay hidden, you can automatically have him like sample for higher picks. If you're expecting your guy to be X Factor, you can automatically have him X Factor. Like you don't have to wait a couple games for him to, have his hidden dev removed. So, yeah, that would be 950. Star dev upgrade 1,000. Star to superstar upgrade non-quarterback 4,000. Star to superstar dev upgrade on quarterback is 6,000. Um, but yeah, that's the shop. The store, we will be adding more to it as well later on down the road. But yeah, that is the shop. So yeah, that's the shop I'll be looking at. And then, yeah, so we are expecting to have the league created sometime next week. That's the plan. Um, Obviously things change, so I believe the title update came out already, so that's huge. Um, so once the game fully releases, people gets the hand on the game, we can go and get that rock and rolling. So we have the preseason tournament going on at the moment, so everybody can get more games in, more reps in before the actual season. So yeah, that's about it. We discovered or we covered the rules, the tournament, the coins, rewards, and everything. Yeah, the update is the season beginning pretty soon. So, I mean, thank you guys for watching. Yeah, if you guys have any thoughts or anything, feel free to leave it in the Discord or in the comments below. And thank you guys for watching episode 5. I know it was pretty short, but we have a pretty big episode 6 coming up next week, so we'll be talking more about that, and I'll be having the crew back in the game too. So, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. This is episode 5 of IFL Network. I'm your host Jordan, and I will catch you guys next week for episode 6. And take care.